Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, T-Bird Stacking. Yeah, I don't know, 38 or 39 hours later, I'm still up. I laid down, I think, for an hour last night. Been up all day, no sleep. Um, Pretty tired. Thought I'd get on here for a little bit. Who knows? Maybe an hour. As OC Stacker would say, 3 hours later. Yeah, kids got done Michael Stacking's live there just a few minutes ago. I guess I got the bright idea because of St. Patrick's Day to make a four-leaf clover mold, handmade four-leaf clover. I don't know if I'm going to pour it or not. Let's see here. I get my laptop going. There it is. Talk a little bit about my dragon pourers and the Phoenix ones I did tonight, and the cross and the T-bird. Where is it? Let's see. Yeah, the T-bird pour. I thought it was 42, but it's actually 43. Let's see, position that a little bit. There we go. Put that right there like that. Dragon, Phoenix. Did last night. Today, actually. Oh, we got one person out there. Maybe it's Chew. Who knows? Chew or Missy? Mishy Stacker? Maybe it's. Hmm. Could be Vegas, but I don't think so. We got somebody lurking in there. Let's see. Yeah, it was on Michael Stackins, and I don't know. I was puttering around. I don't have a four-leaf clover to make a mold out of, so I kind of did that by hand. I don't know if I'm gonna fix it up a little bit more. Get some light on it, maybe. I don't know. For St. Patrick's Day, I don't know. I've been playing around with that for the last half hour between using my my thumb and my finger and a spoon, trying to make a clover. I don't know. Maybe I'll fine tune it a little more. If I get it looking better than that, maybe I'll pour it tomorrow. What am I doing? Matthew Call. Oh, I'm just waiting for a few of my regular subscribers to get out here and talk about some of the pours I did tonight. Earlier tonight, I did some copper pours. I poured this Phoenix copper pour in a open sandcast pour. And let me see, I poured this copper dragon. I didn't take all the patina off it. I cleaned it up, but I left some of the patina on it. I usually use a wire brush. It's got like a reddish hue on it. I thought I'd probably leave it there instead of taking a wire brush to it. Not sure yet. I might clean it up like the very first dragon that I poured. Hi, Monkey Vincent. How are you? This is the first dragon one that I poured. I used a statue figurine that I had, put the head of the statue figurine into the sand, kinetic sand, like this in here, and I melted some copper in my 2 auto furnace and I poured it in there. There's many different pours that I've done. I've done cross pours and I've done train pours, uh, king tut pours, several different kinds. Aphrodite over here. I've only done one of that one. Aphrodite pour. I may be pronouncing it wrong. And a different king tut pour I done. Hey, Joseph Lopez, how you doing? Thank you for your condolences on my fur baby, our cat. He'd passed a little while ago, not too long ago, but today was the first day when the ground was enough. Uh, would have liked to maybe have. I guess you were saying to mummify him. No, I didn't have that time to do that. It would have been a thought, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've had him for about 15 years, maybe 16. I guess it was his time. But we got three. Let's see, we still got three more cats. We're all brothers and sisters. We have two more females and one more male. They're they're part Cancun cats. They're pretty hefty sized cats. They usually go about 20, 25 pounds. They're big boys. But yeah, I figured I'd get on for a little bit. I've been up since let me see, Friday morning, about 9:30 in the morning. I woke up. I did a live last night about 4:25. Stayed up all day. Um, I did lay down for like about an hour, hour and a half, probably sometime around. I think it was about 8 o'clock till about 9:30, and then I got on Saturday Showdown with Blue Collar Stacking, Liberty Bleeds, Vegas Stacker, and yeah, yeah, I know, Joseph. I'm praying for you, brother, for uh, good vibes going your way, for your healing and everything. That I know you got something coming up. I think on the 26th or 27th. Your own personal challenges on your well-being and your condition. No, sure. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I wish you all the best, and you're in my thoughts and prayers. But yeah, I come on just to talk a little bit about the pores. And like I said, I was on Michael Stackins there a little while ago, and I knew it was St. Patrick's Day weekend, but I don't know, it just didn't click. And I while I was on Michael Stack and listening, I put I cleaned up some of the my last from my last pour, cleaned up the hard stuff out of there, and I started tinkering around just with my fingers to make a four leaf clover. It's not a very good looking four leaf clover. I don't even know if I'm going to pour it, but I may tinker around with it some more tomorrow. Just use my finger, my thumb, and a spoon. Um, just just to say I poured a four leaf clover, I guess, on St. Patrick's Day. You're very welcome, Joseph. Um, yeah, the 26th. Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was pretty close to that. I was for sure it was the 26th, but I wasn't quite for sure because I'm very tired. I'm not quite falling on my face yet, but if another 4 or 5 hours, then I'd probably fall on my face. But I'll definitely go to bed probably late tonight as well. It might be 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's my norm. Sometimes I'm up 3:34. I stayed up all last night. Of course, I did that live at 4:25. I think I was on about an hour, maybe, or a half hour to an hour, and then I just couldn't sleep. And sometime around 8 o'clock, like I said, I think it was around 8 o'clock. I laid down. I was kind of somewhere in between the stage of falling asleep and still being awake, if that makes sense. It wasn't really anything like calling it sleep because I had my alarm set for 9 o'clock and it kept going off, and I'd hit snooze, and I wanted to get up, and I wanted to show my support for Blue Collar Stacking Saturday Showdown. And I think it might have been like around 9:30 ish. I got on there and I stayed on there for like an hour, hour and a half till they ended. And then I just stayed up the rest of the day. That's when I started prepping. While their stream was going on, I was prepping some of my pans for the dragon pour and the cross pour, and I wanted to make another cross. And the cross that I did was came out really good, really good. Is one of my best ones. This is number 5. I did a promo, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to call that number 1 or a P for promo, my very first one, or just call it 1 and go up through. Because if I do call this 1, I put P on the bottom for promo, but I don't know yet. But that's the first one, and the first one came out pretty good. It did come out really decent, and this is either 5 or 6. but I really paid a lot more attention to the way I pressed it in, the way I lifted it, and everything. And I think I got the flowers on it. They come to pop out as good or maybe a little better. It's hard to tell because it does say on the. I don't got the cross pour here. No, I got out in my garage, but a few of the other ones, like say this one is number 2, you can clearly see there's a big difference in it. Off to the right, it says cardinals are near when angels appear. It's very very light lettering, but you can't even read it on this one. Now the promo pour, you can almost read that there is something there. Um, Almost kinda right up in there, and definitely on this one, you can almost make out the cardinals at the top. Cardinals appear when angels appear, but it's so light lettering. It'll not, you'll never be able to get it to come out. But yeah, I poured that number 5 or 6. Ain't determined yet. I did the. I don't know if you were there, witnessed it. Um, but this is the second dragon. The first dragon I poured this first dragon. I forget how much it weighed. Did I bring my scale back in here? Yes, I did. Let me set that T-bird bar pour. Hi, Wild Mina. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. What the? I don't know what this is. This is about pouring, coin collecting, metal collecting, pouring copper, pouring silver. Something I enjoy to do. Um, but this was the first one that I'd poured, first dragon, my statue figurine that I'd made. The actual teeth actually came out in it. If I can get this to focus, you can kind of see the teeth, but it was a little bit on the shallow side maybe because the dragon is a full statue. But that one was 11.73 ounces. The one I poured today during a live stream had some patina on it, and I left the red patina on it without scrubbing it with a wire brush like I usually do, or a wire wheeled brush on a drill. I'm thinking I'm going to leave that there like that. I'm not sure yet, but this one was actually heavier, and it's got a lot more. It's a little more in depth, and it has a little bit more detail than the other one had. I mean, for kinetic plate sand, that ain't bad. I mean, it's not the finest sand there, but that one is 14.68 ounces. That's a pretty hefty dragon. And I did this T-bird pour. That's a T-bird pour I did. This is number 4, I think. No, that's 3. Let me see here. Number 3. Let me see here. I got the promo. Yeah, I got the over there. I got the promo one, Phoenix Rising from the Ashes, and I got number 1, number 2, and this was number 3, third pour. But when I started pouring, I had over 39 ounces of copper that was in there, but I was pouring it rather slow. It still came out. It came out really good, but I had a couple of pieces that I didn't have enough on each side. So what I did is the copper, by me pouring it slow, hardened up inside the crucible. So I end up, I finished the live stream with what I did, the other T-bird bar pour and the other one, and I made up another batch. And these were like patches. And I knew the way I use a Dremel tool to go into the side of it where the little holes were. I still got to sand all that off. I'm going to sand it off, pretty flush. But it's in there and it's bonded right in there. But you can't even notice the holes that were there because I reused this as the mold in the sand cast, and then I took the original figurine, I put it back in there so I could get the feather details where the holes were. You can almost see it right there. If I get it close enough, you might be able to tell. It's right below my thumbnail. The 2 feathers, that one and that one, there was nothing there. There was nothing in there. And then right over here in this spot, there was nothing there either. And then over in this corner, right in there, Let me get that closer. But right in that area, there's a hole in there as well. So I did a really nice job getting that patched up and matching. So the feather details is there, so you really can't even notice it. I don't think you can notice it. Hey, Cartier Silver, how you doing, brother? I'm still up. I haven't been asleep yet since yesterday, 9:30. I laid down for an hour and a half this morning, like from 8 to 9:30. I just wanted to come on and show my pieces, and I just got off of Michael Sackins a little while ago, and while I was listening to him, I kind of used my fingers and I made a four-leaf clover. Maybe I'll pour it tomorrow. Maybe I might not. I might tinker around with it. That's just from my thumb and my fingernail and a spoon. Uh, I was talking about making one. Figure I'd do it for St. Patrick's Day. Uh, but yeah, I'm getting ready to fall on my face. Yeah, the T-bird one or the dragon. They're both pretty good. Pretty good size. I forgot. I just weighed this one moments ago. Um, the dragon was 14.7 ounces, but it had some red patina on it. And I did use a little wire brush on it when I was cleaning up on my live. Um, but I brought it inside and I used a soft brush to get the rest of the sand off. And I used a little bit of that Wright's polishing copper cream that I got. I don't really want to, that takes off a lot of the black. There wasn't much black on here. On the back of it, it was. There was a little bit. But I wanted to leave the red patina on it that was on it. So I didn't use my wire brush wheel on like I usually do on some of my other pieces. I'm debating whether I want to keep that red hue on there. It's not over the whole thing, but it's in periodic places. So I may use the wire wheel on it and do what I did to the very first one and clean it right up in good shape. That was the first one. And even the first one came out really good. But I wanted to make a little more better detail and a little bit deeper, which I did on this one. Because the first one, oh, my scale just shut off. The first one, I weighed that is 11.73 ounces, and the one I did tonight is 14.7. But you can see if I put them up side by side how much more of the dragon that I did get. I got maybe another quarter-inch more in depth, where it almost looks like it's like the ear of the dragon there. We're up there. I didn't barely get it. They both got a little bit different looks to them. They're very similar, but yeah, I did though that dragon pour, that phoenix pour, which I think you just popped in when I was explaining that when I poured this first, but I was pouring so slow that it was starting to set up inside the crucible, and I got less than half the material out of there before it's basically got all solid on me. But I had two holes up in this area and one over here, and later on I remelted some more copper, put it in there, got it all remelted back up. I didn't have to use any Dremel tool here, but I did in this small spot. I used a Dremel tool to kind of give it something to bite to, so it wouldn't pop out of there. But these fit in nice and tight. I even tried popping them out, to see if they'd pop out like a jigsaw puzzle. No, no, I just got to grind them down flat now. Grind them down so they're fairly symmetrical. But you can't even see because I put this in the play stand like I was explaining just before you came in, and it's right where the feathers are here, where the hole was, right below my thumb, and then right over here there was a hole, and you really can't even see it. And the other hole here was right below my thumb here, and I got the feather details back into it. So when it poured in there, and it poured in symmetrically. I did a pretty good job at that. Hey, Medley Corrupted. Medley, how you doing, brother? My J Dog. Woo! How you doing, Res Bubble? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. I think you guys just popped in. Um, I did this. I was showing this copper pour, this other cross pour. That was my. Let's see. I poured the dragon, and the cross pour on my second live, and that one came out to be 7.95, and that came out. I gave it a little extra love with this one when I was pressing it in there and fixing it in there, and I got the flowers came out really good, and you can almost read the rating on there, almost. That came out pretty nice. I did do another T-bird bar pour, but I counted up how many I have. I thought it was number 42, but I thought I did 42, and I did already do 42. So the one I poured tonight is right here, earlier today, and that's T-bird bar pour 43 because I found 42. I got number 42 already stamped. So that's T-bird bar pour 43. I cleaned it off with that copper cleaner that I got. Leave the red patina on it for now until I decide what I want to do with it. I don't know if it's a nice red. I got to stamp it and everything. There's a lot of them. Half these I got to stamp. I think right now what I have, not including these ones, because these ones are actually like T-bird cookies that I made. They got a T-bird, but they're got a silver topper to them. I poured separate, so those ain't included in the T-bird bars. And that other one's I got a topper I got to make for that one. But over here I've got 30. So altogether I've already 13 of them have already left my residence to other subscribers. Yes, thank you, Melody Corrupted. And I think you might have seen my train, eh? Train I made. I didn't make that today. I did that a while back. I made 2 trains so far. Made some dragons. I made some King Tuts. And of course, this one right here is a different type of King Tut pour. And I decided to incorporate the two in the kinetic sand together. So I made my own unique King Tut pour on a statue. One of a kind. Nephrodite. Is that the name of it? Nephrodite? Cartier Silver? Did I say that right? Nephrodite. I only got one of her. I might do another one or two, maybe. I don't know. But I got to get into finishing these over here. Like I said, I was saying before, I'll zoom in on them a little bit. I made some T-bird heart cookies right over there, but I didn't have my MAP gas torch. I had regular MAP gas, and I only heated them up a little bit. But I'm going to have to get my MAP gas torch. I may remelt these silver toppers. I made them like a jigsaw puzzle, so they fit in. But I may remelt those 3 down and re-pour them with the MAP gas on there, so I get the cooling, the silver copper lines. I may redo those, and I got to make a silver topper for. Let's see, I got to make a silver topper for this one, this one, and that one. That's why they're poured so shallow and so short, because I want to be able to fill half copper and the other half with silver on the top. And I want to get some nice cooling lines on there. And so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of those. And of course, I got all these other heart pours that I had made. These are full heart pours. I think there's 12 of them. There's more than 12. Is it 12 or? Because I know a couple have already left. 2 have already left, or 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is that's 12. So 2 have already gone out. And Cartier actually knows one that has one. Oh man. Hey Rebecca, how you doing? I've I can't even pronounce that Raz Bible. I'm tired. Like I said, I've been up since Friday morning about 9:30. I haven't slept yet. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I'm gonna follow my face pretty soon. I just wanted to come out and do a little show and tell on the ones that I poured today. Show and tell and go over a few things and just say hello and good night to everyone probably. Let's see. I got 7 people out here, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to pour that tomorrow or not. I might just do another dragon pour. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll work on it a little more. I should. I wish I had something I could stamp a nice that is, it's not too difficult, but when you're only working with just your fingers to make something like that, to try to attempt to make a mold with your fingers, I mean, I don't know, I guess I did all right, but is that, you think that looks like a 4-leaf clover? I don't know. I wanted to make it like about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick and get the light on it. Like I got this little tail on it. There, you can see that little tail. I wanted to try to get it to come swoop over a little more, but every time I play with it, I mess something else up. I might pour it just for the fun of it. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, yeah. I did it with my thumbnail and my fingernail, and then I found a lighter that, well, I took one of my wife's lighters and I kind of packed it around, and then I kind of used it to try to make things a little more symmetrical, but just to get the bottom tamped flat. And I used a spoon for this area for the end piece of a spoon to get that shape out of it. I used my thumb to begin with, and my finger right in there, and then I got the idea with the lighter to kind of tamp it down and kind of make things a little bit better like that. And every time you keep messing with it, you mess with it and you mess with it, you get it looking pretty good, and then you end up messing something up. I don't know. Yeah, but it's only just to kind of, I don't know. I can't think of the word. I'm so tired. Just to something to remember the day for tomorrow, because it isn't. It's tomorrow, right? St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, correct? Mishy Stacker, yeah, you were first tonight, brother. But you did make it. Awesome, awesome, brother. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I had. You were on my last night live, my earliest yet, 4:25, and I started that live. I forget how long I was on, half hour, 45 minutes maybe. I never went to bed, Mishy. I went and laid down from 8 until 9:30, and that's when I got on Blue Collar Stackers Saturday Showdown with you as a guest, and I was on there to the end. And just towards the end, the last 20 minutes to a half an hour, technically Monday, a lot of us are celebrating. Oh, it's yeah, yes, correct. Yeah, everybody's celebrating it Sunday. Um, I end up staying up after because I started prepping, doing the. I wanted to do another dragon pour, which I did, and I was prepping the mold for that. And I was prepping the mold for another Phoenix pour, which I did, and I was prepping the pour for number 5 or 6 cross pour. Well, towards the end of the live stream you were on as a guest. And then once that was done, I went out to my garage and my garage studio where I do my pouring, and I was prepping the metal and getting it in my crucible, getting in my crucible and getting everything turned on, everything all set up. I poured the, trying to think what I poured. I poured the dragon first. I did a T-Bird bar pour number 43. I said 42 on the live stream, but it was 43. And then I did the Phoenix, and I poured so slow on the Phoenix that the rest of the metal that was inside there froze up on me. And it was going to take at least a half hour before it actually got melted again because it was right up the side. So I got that in there and heated back up, and I started putting some more copper in it so I could get a liquid copper on the bottom that would help it melt, because that wire that I have melts rather quickly. And once that melted, I was gonna just do a video, but I said, oh, what the heck, I'll do a second live. And that's when I poured the dragon and I poured the cross, and they came out really good. They came out nice. That's the second dragon that I poured. I'm leaving the red patina on it for right now. I'm not cleaning it right up. I thought that came out pretty good. It's a little bigger than the other one, but yeah, that I may pour tomorrow. I made that with my fingers and a lighter that I got from Mrs. Steebird, my fingers mainly, and I just use the lighter to kind of tamp it down, kind of make things a little bit neater around where the loops are there. I may pour that just in my boxers. Those dragon pours are awesome. Thank you, Mishy. Stick them on. Yeah, I think I'm going on 39 hours of being awake without any sleep. I've been up all day today. A lot of things to do. Um, Unfortunately, one of my cats had passed a little while ago, and I want to take care of him today and get him buried. I buried him. Oh, one of our family fur babies. We've had him for 15 years. I got one more of his brothers and two of his sisters still, and his mom, actually. So we still have two, three more, three cats. Yeah, mother, the sister, and one brother of that litter. And then we got our two dogs. Oh yeah, it was a long, long day, and I'm getting ready to hit the hay. Yeah, thank you, Carter. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, the pets they become very much part of your lives when you spend as much time with them as you do. Um, you get pretty close to your animals, and they're almost like your kids. You know, of course, all animals. I mean, and there's Molly Berry. Now she thinks she hears somebody outside. she's a good she's a good guard dog. But I don't know if you could hear her in the background. But yeah, thanks each and every one of you for hanging out. It's been 30 minutes before I know it. Like I said, I'm gonna probably wrap this up. I do got a lot I could talk about, and I actually wanted to go out there and do another pouring tonight, but I don't think it's the wisest thing to do. Not having sleep. You know what I'm talking about. Being as tired as I am, it's not a good idea to go out there and mess around with metal like that. Yeah, thank you, J Dog. You have six cats still alive. Yeah, five of them on a shelf. Hmm. Five on a shelf. Yeah, I think it was Joseph Lopez was saying he. I put a post up there with uh, my Smokey's got these glasses on. No, you'll have to check out my post page. I put it up there. He was a cool cat. He was really awesome when I put the glasses on him. If you go to that post and look at it, he was just so content with those glasses on. He was like that for he was just sitting there looking and posing. He didn't seem to mind at all. A normal cat would have tried to bat him off his face, but he never did. He's like he loved him. He knew. He goes, look at me, I'm special. Yeah, yeah, I am gonna call it a night, Carter. Yeah, that Pooh Bear. Oh, I'm glad you're here. The Pooh Bear pour. Now, copper is harder to pour than silver, and I think you know that and understand that. And I know you know your stuff. I'm not saying anything, but um, when you did the the Pooh pour, I was watching it. And I knew you were watching it. I don't know if you're thinking the same thing or not, but I had noticed a lot of times it looked like when you poured that, you had just about enough metal to do that pour, almost exactly. And like I was explaining on several of my lives, um, I try when I do a pour, I try to have if it's an ounce, I try to have double what I have. I try to have at least 2 ounces in there. If you don't quite have enough metal, when you get down to the point where you only got a couple of ounces in the crucible, and as you're tipping the crucible, of course that molten silver is just like the same thing with copper. The molten metal in there is just like mercury. Even on a level incline, it does not want to come out of that crucible. You actually have to have a negative, more than a negative incline before that silver will start coming out. And when it does, it usually rushes out. And I saw that happen. Um, but I try to have more metal in my crucible than what I need because it makes it so much easier to pour. And even if after the fact you don't use it all, you can always remelt it, which you know, it's like this piece. It's a remelt. It's because I always, especially with silver, I make sure because I'm not going to be filling my crucible up with like 30 to 40 ounces of silver in there. Come on. I'm not pouring that much. But if I'm pouring something and doing something, I want to have at least almost double what I have in there. I don't know if it helps you in any way or not, but I'm sure 3 times for you is going to be a charm. But I did notice, like, at the very little bit when you're trying to get the end part of it, it just wanted to shoot out of there because you got to tip that crucible up so far and then it just rushes out. I'm mentally corrupted. Ment- Mentally corrupted knows exactly what I'm talking about too. I haven't done it with the little dishes yet, but that's probably the better way to go if it's a smaller pour. But that Pooh Bear wasn't a small pour, and that actually came out really nice, all but not having all that little bit. But like I said, I think you might have had just enough metal to pour that. If you would have had a little bit more, even say another ounce on top of what you needed, I think it would have came out for you a lot better. Because then you get the crappy stuff stays inside the bottom anyways from the graphite that's coming off and whatever, and but any type of junk. But it's so much easier to pour with more than what you need. It makes it a smoother pour. I have noticed that. You do want to pour a kilo, not a kilo of silver. Give me, hold on. I gotta reach here. I'm reaching over the top of you're gonna do a Pooh Bear that's gonna be a kilo, or you're gonna do a kilo bar pour. I mean, one of these bad boys. I mean, I didn't pour this. I bought that. There's a kilo. Ooh, that's pretty hefty. That's pretty hefty. Yeah, always. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And like I said, I don't know from what I was listening to some of your videos. You just recently this year started to pour. Just like me, earlier late last year I started to pour, but I had always been studying a lot of it. But it's always better to have a more liquid metal in there than you're going to use, because like I was explaining, just for the simple fact of that the molten metal is just like quicksilver. I mean, it's like mercury. It doesn't want to even come out of that crucible. It wants to stay in there. You got to get more than a negative incline before it starts to come out. And if you got just a little bit, it'll race right out and it'll splash right out and it'll shoot out there. It's like grease lightning. And that's what it looked like. What happened at the top? It looked like your pour was going really excellent for you. You were pouring it in there. It was going good, and then I think you tipped it a little bit. I'd have to rewatch it, but then you tipped it back a little bit, and you realized you needed a little bit more, and you had this that little bit, and it just shot out of there. But you overall, you did an awesome job doing that, though. It was great. Hey, 3D Woodworks, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I've been up for 39 hours plus going on. Um, I'll probably get out of here in the next few minutes here. Appreciate you stopping in 3D. I was just getting ready to leave a little while ago, and then I just started shooting the breeze with Cartier Silver. Yeah, yeah. He was saying I need to call it a night. You hanging in there? Everything going well with you, 3D? I know it's been a few days since I've had a very hectic last couple of weeks. Working a lot at work, working an hour before, an hour after. Then I got an hour commute. And, uh, I'm just glad I didn't have to work this Saturday. Good thing. Next Saturday I do though. Yeah, Jeff, you gonna do the alien head? Did you let him? Has he tried to do any porn yet himself? I know I see he's there quite a bit and he's assisting you a lot of times. Just a certain amount. Waiting for this tooth. Oh man, you still got you still got some of that. I'm so tired. I can't even think of the name of it, and I know what it is. Clove oil. You still got that clove oil. You only need a little bit of that stuff. It only comes in a small little vial. Let me go. Let me hold on. Let me see if you're getting the same stuff that I got. Let me go grab it. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, knock on wood. I haven't had any bad teeth in a little while. I've got one root canal that's got a cap. The cap is breaking apart in the back, my very back one, and the dentist recommends me getting it pulled surgically. But I in my lunch pail, I always keep it. I keep a. It's from my last use it. I keep it always in my lunch pail. But here's that little bottle of clove oil. There's not a whole lot in it. I wish I could send that over to you if you were out. But this was full once upon a time. But it's clove oil. And all you need is just a little bit of dab. Use a little cotton swab. Use a little cotton swab and just dab it around the top of the tooth or wherever it's broken or exposed. Try not to get it on your cheek or on your tongue. And don't swallow it. I know we talked about that before. It's the same. That's the stuff you want. That's the stuff. It works awesome. Um, you probably, if you haven't gone to the dentist yet and got that tooth pulled, I would probably recommend go have them get it and get it surgically pulled. And I am one to say because I've got two. The dentists say that the one that was capped was a wisdom tooth that came up through in my late 20s, early 30s, which he told me I'd had my main molar and it wasn't any good and it wasn't good enough for a root canal. So he said it was just to pull it. He said, or no, wait, no, sorry. He said he could do a root canal on it, but back then I didn't have that good insurance, and I didn't want to pay any money out of pocket. It was like I don't know $400 or $500, and I said just pull it. And he goes, and I go that wisdom tooth will come up anyways underneath it. And he said no. He goes you're whatever it was. I was either 20 or 32. He said he goes that molar is more than likely bonded to the jawline. And I said, "Oh well, if it is, it is. If it ain't, it ain't." But he pulled it, and the wisdom tooth came up and took its place. Now, needless to say, that same wisdom tooth, now years later, it's got a crown on it. It's held up for that long because I'm 58, going on 59 in May. So, however many years that is, I'm not even thinking straight right now. But let's just say 30 to 58. That's 28. That's two. That's 26. 26 years. 26 years of good root canal, and the around the gum line, the actual side of the crown is like breaking away around the back and off the inside edge. And he was saying that from the X-rays that the part that they had took the nerve out of and all that is something's going on with it into the jawbone or whatever, and I need to have it pulled. But I got no pain, no nothing, nothing coming out of the tooth or anything. It's solid as a rock. I don't know what they're thinking, but I had an appointment to go have it surgically removed, and I never went to it. Oh, it is out. You're just waiting on it to heal. Ooh, yeah, stitches. Yeah, yeah, I had that one. I had some wisdom teeth out. I had two of them taken out. Two of them I never did. You're 53, J Dog. My buddy J Dog. How you like my little J Dog puppeteer there that watches over me? I know you've seen a few of my lives and a few of my videos. Keep me in line, brother. Got you on my side. Watch me every step of the way. Oh man, yeah. See how good a work you help me do, brother. Oh, let me get that focused in. For just plain old kinetic sand, I mean that's got some red patina on it, but not too bad for just a kinetic play sand. I want to get some other stuff. I got the address written down for a site. I think I'm trying to think it was Bellows. It was either Bellows or it was Carter Silver. It's Carter Silver or Bellows that gave me the address to this place. And I got it written down right over there. Here's the first one that I poured. I mean, it came out so good you can just almost see his teeth. See his teeth? Yeah, there you go. There's a good shot of it. You can actually the teeth came out. I mean, look at the nostrils, the eyes. That was the first one, and even the scales came out really nice for just kinetic play sand. And that ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Yeah, J Dog. Yeah, I like that J Dog. I always knew it was you, but I never always referred you to you as mentally corrupted. And sometimes I never called it mentally. I would say something else. I'm not going to repeat it, and I apologize. Yes, thank you, Rekka. Yeah, that dragon is cool. I like it too. I want to do I want to do a few more of those dragons, but I'm just deciding whether I want, like I said, if I want to keep the red patina on that or not. I wish it was more. I don't know. It's kind of like a hit or miss. It's not everywhere, but I didn't take my wire wheel brush to it. I got a drill, but I got a wire brush drill on it right here. I sometimes I'll take them to I'll take that to them, clean them up. Works really well. Works really well. And then I can take the the polishing cream to them, and just the polishing cream alone does this. Like to this T-bird. This is when I use the polishing stuff, so I don't take the red patina off it. You can see all the pouring marks in the back. And you get that red patina. I mean, I didn't clean these ones up yet. These ones back here, I still haven't got around to. I forget where the last one is. I stamped every one of them, but I still got to go through. Okay, that one's stamped. That one's stamped. That one's completely stamped. Completely stamped. I got to do all 2025 and put the weights on them. 9. Ah, it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. But thank you, 3D, for stopping in. Yeah, you have a 3D printing mold. Yeah, I was talking about getting a laser thing there quite a few months back. I'm still contemplating getting a laser thing, not a 3D thing that you were talking about, 3D printing molds. I think it's FG Stacker that's got one of those. I've seen him do make some molds or stuff. Um, I may think about maybe even doing that myself. Um, Getting a 3D printing mold. It's sort of like the laser. The laser would be like for laser engraving. I've been wanting to get one of those. Um, I would probably recommend maybe getting that sooner than later because of the way things are going with the United States and Canada and Mexico and the other countries with all the tariffs that are going to be hitting after April 2nd. Um, if things stay the way they are and they stay this way, things are going to get really bad for all of us here in the United States. You're going to see a lot of prices shoot up dramatically, and be very careful of buying something not from our country, because a lot of the other countries, such as like Canada, which is unfortunate because they're like our brothers and sisters and our neighbors, and our government's just doing whatever they want to do, and making they're speaking for us. Maybe some people think he's doing a good thing, other people think he's doing a bad thing. I don't care. I don't like to get into politics, but um, you don't treat your neighbors like he's treating our neighbors, especially Canada. Um, but you're going to see prices of a lot of things go up. So be careful of where your product comes from when you buy something, because you're going to get hit with a lot of duty fees coming in from another country. Alrighty, I'm going to say good night, guys. I'm going to go crash and burn. Do you know Jolly Ranchers are main Canada. Yes, I do know Jolly Ranchers are made in Canada. I already got some tonight. You know, I'm gonna go get you the bag. I can show you, J Dog. You ought to see the candy I bought and the other stuff. Even I mean, even paper products. I I feels like I'm back in COVID because I got a pantry. Just I've got about a year's supply of food, dry food that's got a shelf life of over 25 years, and I've got about um, 30 cartons of water that have 3 gallon jugs in each one of them. So it's 30, 60, 90. I got 90 gallons of water on hand. Um, I just picked up like 6 more of them tonight, 6 more of those, and I got a bunch of paper towels, and I got 2 big, huge things of toilet paper, and it just crazy. It's like almost $40 for a whole big jumbo pack of toilet paper. The same thing with the paper towels. Paper towels were like I don't know what were they? They were like they were on sale for like $27 and something. Oh, that's crazy. But anyways, I restocked up on certain items that could possibly go up. But thank you, 3D, for stopping in. Have a good night. Thank you, J Dog. Thank you, Raka. Thank you, Cartier Silver. Appreciate you, brother. You looking keeping on, looking for your next pour, brother. But thank each and every one of you. I think Mishy Stacker was out here maybe earlier. Yes, he was. I don't know if he's still in here, but thank you so much for stopping in, everyone. Uh, what's the word? I don't have Denny to say it. She always says it for me. You're gonna have to say it. Thanks, Raz Bobo, for coming in. What's the word, Cartier? Oh, see, Stacker, you're too late. I'm crashing and burning. I've been up for 39 hours plus. Glad you stopped in. At least hit the like button for me, brother. Appreciate you. T Bird out. Bird's the word. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good night, Al. Good night.